Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, family. As everyone comes in, I will look for the good word. Welcome, Mr. Frederick. Happy Monday, guys. Let's find a scripture for today to get the day started. Hope everyone had a good weekend out there. Let's see what we have on this rainy Monday. Rainy Monday. Let's see here. All right. Wow. This year's going past so fast. Already April 7th. Okay. Peter 5:7. Peter 5:7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Woo! That's nice. I'll read that again, guys. Peter 5:7. Peter 5:7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Woo! Yes. Yes, Lord. Okay, guys. As people start coming in here, let's see. As people start coming in, guys, we're gonna talk about today's topic. Oh, and I got a good musical guest. Hey, Kurt. I got a good musical dedication too. That's who I'm going to. Yeah. Okay. But we're going to talk about betrayal today, guys. We're going to talk about betrayal. And, when we get into it, we all have been betrayed before. We all have betrayed others. I mean, it's a human experience. It's inevitable. I don't care how long you know someone. I don't care in what capacity. Humans are wired to betray you. You're going to betray people. They're going to betray you. And it really goes to a basic human function of, self-preservation. People in general are going to do what's best for them in their circumstances. Now, of course, this is very vast, and so that's a broad statement, but generally it's true. People are going to do what suits them in situations, and that might not suit you, and there you have betrayal. So, you say, Mr. Frederick, what what is betrayal? Like, what is it? Like, what does it do? What's the results of it? When you're betrayed, what is it? How do you feel? Okay. How do you know you're being betrayed? What causes it? Well, we got one of the things right there is a fundamental human aspect is that we do what we want to. We do what's best for us typically. Hey there, Lucky. And what you got to understand here, guys, is that it's one of those things where you internalize it. The betrayal is not just, come on, yeah, give me some likes, guys. The betrayal is not just that what the person actually did. The way it kind of works in several different ways is you're betrayed by what they did. That hurts, yes, that's external. But you're also, what's triggering is what betrayals are actually inside of you that it triggered. So when betrayal happens like that, guys, you got to remember that it's, yes, they betrayed you. That person betrayed you. But also, thank you, Jay, for subbing. Let's get some more likes too, guys. You're also being hurt by what triggered. So it could be something from your childhood, typically. Something from your childhood years ago, something that's fundamentally a part of you that happened. That was a betrayal. So when that other person betrays you later on, now, now it's like double whammy. I'm betrayed again. It's triggering. So it triggers those internal emotions that you have that goes back to your onset of your beginning. So now you're betrayed double. Now also, here's another form of betrayal. So you're betrayed from the person, you're betrayed from the triggering, and now you're also betrayed because you betray yourself when you deny the betrayal. So when you deny the betrayal and you say, oh, because sometimes it's so overwhelming, especially if you've been lied to consistently about the same thing, that's compounding. So that means every time you let that person go, every time you said, I don't want to see this. Every time you ignored the signs, every time you did not accept the truth, what happens is you're betraying yourself at that point because you're not looking at what actually happened, and that's harming you. You need to acknowledge what it's happening. What is happening to me? You need to acknowledge, no matter how painful it is, it only compounds it later on. So if you delay it, you're going to have delayed betrayal. So now you not only have the betrayal from what happened, you have the betrayal from it triggering your initial wounds that were already inside of you. And now you have the betrayal of yourself, of lying to yourself because you don't want to take the pain. But the reality is, it's very sad. It's very sad that so many people don't have this knowledge. And when that's the case, what happens is they have to find out. So the pain will make you seek solutions. The pain will make you seek well, if you're a certain type of person. Some people, their pain, they might drink it away. They might go through those processes, and you might do all of these things. But at the end of the day, that pain is going to be dealt with some kind of way. Unfortunately, you see the worst cases where people, a guy walks in or a lady walks in and find their mate has betrayed them, and they, how do you say, temporary insanity. They do something that they regret for the rest of their life because of a situation that they cannot handle. They can't handle this situation mentally, spiritually, physically. I mean, you have people that you have heart attacks, anything. Literally, you can, because it's so deep and it's so emotional. And the more you bury, the more you try to deny and blind yourself to what's going on, the more powerful that pain hits you. It's like a rock of Gibraltar landing on you. So betrayal is very powerful. And one thing about it, though, that's key. Yes, it affects your psyche, but it's also an opportunity. Just like anything, when we face pain, like I always say in my videos, guys, pain is an opportunity. Pain is an opportunity to look at yourself and figure out exactly where's this pain coming from. What can I do with it? It's energy. So you're hurting, but you can do something with that energy. You don't just let that pain sit on you and destroy you. Use that for transformation. Use that for growth. It's an opportunity. Also, you got to remember, when you go through this betrayal pain, guys, now you have one thing you didn't have before. You have information. You have information about what this individual is, okay, and who they are. Imagine if the stakes are really high and you're on the highest stage of your career, okay, and you have an individual that betrays you, that you've kept along the way, right-hand man or woman or whatever. You have them next to you the whole time, and you're up here and they help you get there, and now they betray you. Just imagine the impact. They know where all the bodies are buried. Okay, not literally, figuratively. They know all your secrets. They know everything from beginning to where you're at. They have all that knowledge, and now they betray you. Just imagine the damage, the collateral damage that person can do. Okay, so it's good to have these people betray you earlier in situations before you kind of know what you want to do, how you want to go. You want to have these betrayals. That's the beauty of young people going through these things. Not that it can happen when you're older too, but it's just that once it happens when you are older, it's already probably happened, hopefully. And now you know a little bit more. You can choose better on who you put around you. You know how to deal with it. You have more skills when you're older. Okay, but when you're younger, now you haven't, the consequences, the stakes aren't as high. So you see, now when you're older, here's the bad part about it. Physically, a lot of times you don't have the capacity to handle it the same kind of way. So when you look at that, you don't have the capacity to handle this now. That's a different story. That's sad, but it does happen to a lot of older people. They find out that, and they just can't handle, their heart can't handle that. So it's always going to be pros and cons, but the opportunity for you to upgrade is there. The opportunity for you to upgrade is there. Another thing I want to say, guys, is it gives you the opportunity to awaken. So you can awaken now at this point in your life. You can transform into a superpower. Because once you know you can get over betrayal, once you know someone can do this to you and okay, it hurt, the thoughts and all of this kind of stuff. Guess what? They can't get you again. You already know you can survive that. See, this is the beauty too about being portrayed very when you're younger. This is the beauty about betraying, You got to remember that when you're betrayed when you're younger, you already had that emotion. Yes, it hurts you, but at the same time, you now are familiar with it. So, wow, that same pain from back in the day that devastated me or hurt me, I had it again. So now you know I can survive several betrayals. Think of all that strength that you're building up. See, what I always try to point out to people is that when situations happen to us, okay, when situations happen to us in life, what's happening is we have an opportunity. You have to look at those devastations as opportunities, not so much all the time as, oh, I'm devastated, and your emotions. Go through the process, but find the opportunity for growth. How can you become someone better, a bigger and better version of yourself? You're upgrading. It's like you put in a new Microsoft upgrade software. You are now 5.0. You're on another level. And it's because you've gotten through the betrayals. You've worked out how to transmute that energy. How can you alchemize that energy? How can you go on in your life now with this knowledge, this information? How can you make this work for you? It's very empowering. And all I can say to you guys is that once you do go through it and you're able to come out of it with some positivity, and you're able to come out of it with knowledge, you're able to eliminate the individuals, the characteristics. Because let's be honest, most of the times we've been betrayed, the sad part about it, we already saw it coming. It's not like it just hit us like a surprise. What it was we ignored the signs because of convenience. A lot of times people do it, hey, this is a convenient situation for me. It could be in business, it could be in your personal life. But literally, it's like, it's convenient, so I'll go ahead, and then you just wait for the hammer to drop. Now, that's the sad part. When it drops, when the shoe finally drops, all right, I knew it was going to happen. But you got to tap into that internal story that you're telling yourself, because it's going to keep repeating. That you're going to keep running into situations like this until you recognize that that initial story that you told to yourself by a situation. It could be a parent neglecting you, abusing you. It could be any sort of mistreatment. So once these things happen early in life, our brain, our unconscious now, this is why being able to face your shadows and all of those painful things we try to avoid, we're always taught to avoid these painful emotions. Face those thoughts, face that self-talk in your mind. Where did this come from? Once you face it, you build strength. And so once you understand this concept of facing your shadows, being able to face these initial messages that your brain is giving to you, you can stop repeating that pattern of keep surrounding yourself with people that aren't trustworthy, that will betray you, that show signs. Or when they see them signs, now when you see those signs, you get rid of those people. Now when you see, oh, okay, I see this wishy-washy kind of, not really showing, all of this funny talk. Not someone who is not showing you real, they're not showing you a certain amount of respect. They're not showing you a certain amount of consistency. They're not showing you honesty. There is so many signs in the individual is going to betray you. They're very undependable. They're going to have consistent behaviors. They're undependable. They're not consistent. Their story is not consistent. Their treatment of you is not consistent. Now, so the problem, it comes from when you were younger. So you was around someone that did that. Someone that you were around, a major caregiver, wasn't consistent, was disrespectful, didn't value you a certain kind of way. So now you're going to repeat this all your life until you be honest about that. It could be your mama, your mother, mammy, whatever you want to call her, father, poppy, daddy, grandma, mama, but big mama. It doesn't matter. These figures are important. Your brothers, your sisters, your older siblings. All of these relationships are key relationships in defining that story, that internal dialogue that you tell yourself daily. So when you relate to others later on in life, you will find yourself repeating this dialogue. And if it's bad, it's going to be bad. That's why you see a lot of times people who come from abused homes, what happens? They get in abusive relationships. It's not a coincidence. It's never a coincidence. That's why I study Dr. Carl Jung. Carl Jung, famous psychologist out of, I want to say, France, Belgium. He's famous because he was great. He discovered the shadow work. But if you want to end that dialogue, you want to end the script that you have about yourself, you want to end these relationships that always tend to play the same. It's like playing the same record over and over again. Same old record. Keep playing. Why I keep running into these people? Face that initial story. Face it. Don't run from it. No, we want to run. Oh, that's mama. No. These are things that you were taught by society, that's what a mother, that's what a father, that's what a brother, that's what a sister is supposed to be. No, people are people. You can have, Sammy the Bull Gravado was a dad, and this guy took out, he's a hitman for the mob. He took out like hundreds of people. So, but he was a great dad. You got to understand. And then you can have someone who is a horrible at their job or what they're supposed to do, they're horrible as a parent, great at their job. So you look, people are people. Understand, get rid of all what society tells you your family's supposed to be. A lot of times the family is the source of your pain. And we don't want to face this because they're family and we have this dialogue. The family has a certain reputation we want to upkeep. And all of this is outside of you. So you're not doing this for you. You're doing this for your family. You're sacrificing your truth, yourself, and you're creating patterns of negativity for your family. You don't do that. When you're healthy, you learn to let go of what no longer serves you. If you want to live and be the best you're going to have to be honest. When things weren't great, you're going to have to say it. And yes, you're going to lose some family members. They're not going to deal with you or friends or whatever. But who cares? As you ascend and you rise, my job is to help people become their best. And as you rise to your best, it's going to be some pain. It's going to be some strain. It's going to be some rain. But believe me, I'm going to give you the umbrella. I'm going to give you the umbrella. And it always starts with believing in a higher power. Okay, whatever you want to call it, Allah, whatever. I have my beliefs, but you can believe what you want. But I can tell you it's something more than just coincidence running this universe. And if you want to deal with pain, you got to face your truths. You got to face the pain straight up. You got to face the bully straight up. Let's get some more lights, guys. And also, remember that people are just people. We, at the end of the day, we've all betrayed people, okay? I don't know anyone who's been completely loyal, but most people are loyal to the situation. If the consequences are grave, they're going to be loyal. I'm not going to betray this person. The consequences are going to, But if there's no consequences, no one looking, and I can get away with it, a lot of human nature will do it. Okay, if they could do it, they'll do it. So don't fool yourself. A lot of people are not above the fray. Some of the best people, best character, in public, the best public characters have done some of the most scandalous things because of that human aspect. That, okay, I was presented with opportunity. I thought I could get away with it. The consequences looked small or mild, and I did it. And that's just what it was. I did it. So understand that, have a little bit of empathy. I'm not saying that you allow this. I'm just saying that have understanding that as humans, we are vulnerable to making mistakes and doing wrong things. Now, where the line draws is what you accept and what you don't accept. Some things you might say, hey, I need to get a divorce. Hey, I need to leave this family member alone. I can't, I need this individual to give me closure. And a lot of times people aren't going to give you closure because, hey, they wouldn't have did in the first place if they had that kind of character. You got to think about that. They're not going to give closure to something come on. So you got to be realistic about the human aspect, guys. So I don't want people to go out there thinking everyone's going to know. And the awakening and the growth that you get will benefit you so much that, you'll be in a state of growth so much that you can't focus on the hurt, the pain. You're focused on what it's doing for you. You're transmuting, you're alchemizing all of that negative energy. That's when you're going to the next level. When you can alchemize that pain, when you can turn those things, that you can turn that rain into flowers. Come on. When you could turn April rain into May flowers, you know you got something. And it don't have to be huge. It could just be a little, just every time you step up for yourself, every time you stand up for yourself, you protect yourself. Every time you say no, you reject a certain treatment by someone, you're saying yes to the treatment you want. When you say no to the treatment you don't want, you're saying yes to what you do want. And watch the universe give it to you. Has no choice. That's when the synchronicity starts coming in, because you said, hey, I don't take that. It's just like, I remember one time I was talking to a guy. He was a musician, by the way. And artists go through this all the time. The whole starving artist thing. Yeah, he was a jazz musician, and we were working a job some kind of way. Anyway, we ended up sharing a hotel room. It was crazy. They booked us in the same room. I was like, what? It was crazy. But the guy gave me some good knowledge, because he was like, hey, yeah, I did security. I do security, actually. And he was telling me, I do security, but, I'm a jazz musician, and it's really taking a lot away from my art. And I'm going to quit because I just don't, it's hurting my spirit. And I was like, hey, you got to pay bills. And then that was my mentality. But he was explaining to me the downside of that. If I don't view myself as this musician, if I don't do what I love, now I'm succumbing to the reality of reality. And I thought about it, and I said, interesting. I don't know everything. As I got older, I realized what he was saying. Had he kept with that security job, he's telling the universe, I'm a security guard. This is what I do. So that musician had to shrink. That important, because he's telling the universe through his actions. Okay, we have our thoughts, our actions, our emotions, our beliefs. That is what you get everything from. So if I tell the universe through my actions that I'm a security guard, I'm not a saxophonist, the universe is going to give me just what I'm saying. And that's the same thing with the internal dialogue that we do with people, with ourselves and people. Oh, I was abandoned. So you go along with this whole internal self-talk dialogue all your life that you're worth being abandoned. You're not worthy. You aren't good enough. So when you have that dialogue, guess what you're going to run into in the universe? Subconsciously. Okay, that's why the conscious has to meet the subconscious, unconscious. They have to merge. And that's integration. Once you integrate the two, now you face those things. They're no longer that scary boogeyman in the corner. So now you won't unconsciously run into someone who does not respect you, who does not value you, who will abandon you. Why would they abandon you? Because they don't respect you or value you. Now, yes, they can still sleep with you. Yes, they can still break bread with you. Anyone can do that. Animals sleep together all the time. They don't even know each other. They don't even know each other's names. No, anyone can sleep with you. Anyone can smoke weed with you. Anyone can have a drink with you. Anyone can, and it's a time and place for people in their life when they want to do that. I'm not saying everyone is out there trying to find their soulmate and find their husband or wife. Everyone's not trying to do that. I get that. However, if you are on that self-individualization process and you're at that state in your life where you want something serious and depth, in relationships of depth, okay, real relationships where it's mutual respect, it's not one is superior than the other. I mean, because if transactional relationships, all those relationships, believe me, they won't last, or they'll be tumultuous, because you have to have certain things in place for a relationship to be successful. You have to have mutual respect. You have to have honesty. You have to have loyalty. If you don't have these bases, it won't last. If it's transactional, guess what? Sometimes we're not transacting. It's not going to last. If it's I'm better than you, I'm your savior, you're my hero, and all that stuff, it's not going to last, because eventually the person that you're saving don't need to be saved anymore. What's going to happen then? Now you're not their savior. What's going to happen when they upgrade? Now you can't treat them that way, and you're going to be uncomfortable. Again, it's not going to last. You have to be equal. You have to be equal. You can call it equally yoked if you want to, but you have to have mutual understanding, respect for one another, similar values and principles. If you don't have those and they're not aligned, it's not going to last. It's going to wither away, or you're going to be miserable. So that's all I'm going to say about betrayal, guys, is that getting over it is powerful. It's wonderful to get over it. Getting through it It's because sometimes it's a process. It's not linear. Okay, it's not linear. It's more circular. It comes and goes. It's just like any transformation. No one goes from just 0 to 100. I mean, literally, it's in between. It's stages. It's times you revert back to old behavior. It's don't expect everything to just go great. Okay, when we're improving ourselves, we're on a journey. It's a process. Sometimes we might have a flat tire on that journey, but we going in the right direction. We just hit a flat. We just got to pull over and get, call AAA, and we'll get it taken care of. And that's the same with us. As we improve and live our lives, we run into roadblocks, we run into situations. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. As long as we're on that road and we're still going and we're not giving up. Because once you give up, once you say in your mind, I give up, that's when it's over. It's over then. And you never want to get to that point where you say that. If you woke up, you got a chance. Hey, give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for, Lord. Lord, just give me a chance. All you got to do is wake me up. I'll do the rest. Because it's a lot of people that didn't get that opportunity today. If you was able to wake up, you might have felt rough that night before, might have had too much to drink, whatever. You got famous stories of athletes, right? Having hard nights of partying, drinking beer and all sorts of stuff and doing drugs, women and everything. And then the next morning, they wake up and they go hit a no-hitter. They throw a pitch a no-hitter, or they a 60-point game, scored 4 touchdowns. Okay, you know why they were able to do that? Because they got up. They got up. Yeah, they partied all night. They said that about Dennis Rodman all the time. Party all night in Vegas, beers, whiskey, cigars, you name it. But guess what? When it was time to play ball, he played ball. He showed up. Same thing, Allen Iverson. He said, we talking practice. Practice. He wasn't worried about. He said, hey, I just lost my friend. I'm dealing with life, wife, mama drama, all of this stuff. But when it's time to play, I'm coming to play the game. I'm coming to win. And at the end of the day, I'm an ENTJ guy, so I'm always going to be result oriented. I'm learning to enjoy, bask in the process. I'm learning. That's making myself better. Understanding and learning how to live in a moment. And that actually helped me out tremendously. Is learning to just be in the moment and learning that the beauty of that journey and the process has actually slowed me down a lot. And actually, maybe, coming with getting older too, all of it coming together at one time, it helped me tremendously. It really has. But being able to just accept things, being able to just, all right, yeah, you want to get to that goal, but just be thankful for right now what you got. Be thankful for right now for what the Lord is giving you right now. Forget, I want to get that car, I want to get, no. Because you don't know tomorrow when you have all of that, if you might be happier right now. These are the good old days. People say, oh, remember the good old days. No, these are the good old days. Because I have that as a memory already. This is new. And I'm grateful to have today. So today is the good old days. Not 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. This is the good old day right now. I'm making my good old days right now. And when you get to that and you keep telling yourself and that appreciation, that gratitude, everything like betrayal, backstabbing and all that kind of stuff, people lying on you, cutting you down and all of that, it shrinks. It becomes less important. You know why? Because your brain is full of enjoying the day, enjoying right now. Man, wow. Okay, it's rainy outside, but you know what? Hey, I'm good. Cool, I'm here. And that's all you need. And the more your mind is conditioned to do that, that's why I tell you guys, say 3 good things about yourself when you look in the mirror in the morning. 3, I don't care what it is. Hey, I like my mustache. It could be for ladies, hey, I like my blush. I like my, whatever. I have smooth skin, anything. My hair is it's full of body today, but love that and appreciate because God created it. He gave it to you. You better be thankful for it. Someone else will take it. I guarantee you that. Someone else will take what you have. They want what you have already, and you don't even appreciate it. You thinking, oh, it's nothing. It's just same old me. It's just saying, I'm just old me. But somebody else would be like, I love to have that. I love to have those lips. Love to have that nose, that chin. You know? So whatever you have, embrace it and love it because God gave it to you. He gave it to you. Every gift, external, internal. He gave it to you, your voice. You might not like your voice, but guess what? It's your voice. And you better love it and stand up for it. I don't care if it's high, low, medium, gravelly, whatever. It's your voice. And that's why it matters. That's why it's important. And you better tell yourself in the morning before anybody else that that voice is beautiful. You got to tell yourself that. And you keep doing it, your DNA changes. It's science has proven our brains are malleable, you know. Your DNA changes. You keep telling yourself certain things, affirmations, because you are reprogramming the old stuff that was there. Okay? You're rebooting yourself, which you can do. You wake up, you still, hey, look, it's Fords out there, it's trucks out there that are fixing power wires, 20, 30 years old, still running, doing the same job that a 2025 truck is doing. It's still running. They both doing the same job. So you're the same way. You still running, baby. You still running. And you could do the same job. I don't care how old you get. As long as you getting up. I seen a lady the other day. She was 80 years old. Cut up. Had her, I think she's from the DMV. She had her abs and everything. She was like, yeah, I started working out in my 50s. And I'm doing it. I love it. You know, and it's all about the mindset. So that's just remembering, guys. And now I want to give a dedication, guys. You know, I always do a dedication at the end. But today, I want to dedicate this to, I don't know, I like a lot of different music, guys. And people that listen to me know that. I enjoy jazz, rock and roll, R&B, rap, hip-hop, little country. But I also enjoy dance music. And I don't know if people give dance music the credit it deserves, but I'm talking early 90s, like, you know, the house, the dance, like CNC Music Factory, Black Box, everybody, everybody, everybody. All of those songs. I mean, I was a teenager back then, so I don't know if it's nostalgic, but no, it's really energy because I enjoy disco as well. To me, that music from that time period, dance music has, like, even house, that beat, that ta, 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 it's just sped up a little bit. Ta, 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 ta. But that's all it is. Same thing with rave and all that types of music. But anyway, I like that music because I listen to it when I work out. CNC Music Factory, Black Box, those are some of my favorites. Even Milli Vanilli, all of that stuff from that era. You guys know, you remember. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. Anyway, but yeah, all of that stuff, it's because it has a feel good tempo. Disco, same thing. I listen to disco. You know, I was born in the disco era, so I naturally love disco. But yeah, I mean, listening to that music, it really doesn't get its credit. But they had hits like, what kind of hits did they have? They had hits like Everybody, Everybody. What was another one? Pump Up the Jam. Oh no, I'm thinking about, it's another group too. What are they called? Oh man, Technotronic. Technotronic. They played that music, but you gotta move this, you gotta move that. But yeah, all of that kind of music from like the early 90s on up. That dance music. CC Peniston. CC Peniston, a lot of people know her. And then what's the lady? I think her name was Robin. Da da dee da 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 dee da da. All of that kind of music, guys. It's really good. And I give a shout out to my LGBTQ community. Listen, I tell you, I don't have any gripes against anybody. I love all people, man. That's just my spirit. That's my heart. God gifted me with that. I'm not judging. Hey, do what makes you, I always say, do what you love and love what you do. So LGBT community doesn't get enough credit, but they should get credit, particularly for the dance music that they have put forth and that they've dedicated their time and culture to. You look from the 70s, you had Sylvester You had a lot of the musicians that came out of those clubs in New York, Chicago. A lot of those musicians were LGBTQ. The DJs, they were LGBTQ. And they don't get the credit, but they deserve the credit because they open the door for creativity. They open the door. You got to admit, LGBT community is more open and creative than a lot of straight people. They really are, because they already are going against what society says is right. So it makes sense that they will have open minds. And I'm not stereotyping, I'm complimenting. But I can tell you, I look at everyone, observe everyone, and I can see attributes, and I can see beauty. I can see the blessing and why God has everyone the way they are, and they're here, and they contribute to the world. So I'm here to say we need to give them more credit for their contribution to music in general. But in particular, you got to give them credit for the dance music, because without without disco, without dance music in general, this world would be a sadder place. It makes the world better. And I'm going to tell you, when I'm working out, that's really mostly what I hear. I mean, I'll do some hip hop, but I have to be up tempo for the most part to get my blood running. And I thank God for that. So guys, check out the CNC Music Factory. Black Box was one of them. And who else did I mention? CC Peniston, she was of that genre too. She made some hits like that. But that's all today, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, love what you do and do what you love. Take care.